Mic check, mic check. Listen, I'm a little nervous, so y'all gonna have to bear with me. I'm nervous but excited. Welcome to the very first episode of Connecting with Ken. I don't know if y'all can tell if I sound a little sick or not. I'm coming back from being sick, so that's why I sound like this, so excuse my voice. But yes, hey chat, welcome back. I'm so nervous, this is my outlet, because I'm a yapper. Fun fact, I like to talk, so this is my outlet for that. This is an idea I've had in the books for a little while now, so let's just see how this goes, okay? So I don't really have an introduction per se just yet. I think I'll find my niche for that as we go on throughout this process, and I'm just very excited to be doing this because the people that are close to me know that I've been wanting to really do this for a really long time now, and I'm finally doing it. So I hope you guys like my little setup or whatever. This is just for right now. If this goes the way I want, I'm gonna get the couch and the little neon sign and everything. But right now, this is just my little calm setup for right now. So yeah, I don't really kind of want to waste no time. So I just kind of want to jump straight into today's topic. The topic of the day is I'm gonna have to end up clipping this. I just don't know where I'm gonna clip it. I might clip it on my necklace. Hold on, let me see. But then I feel like I'm gonna have to be talking like this. Can y'all hear me? I'm pretty sure y'all can hear me, but yeah. So today's topic, what we're gonna be talking about today. I got my little water. I'm prepared, guys. Yeah, today's topic and what we're going to be talking about today is adulthood, the challenges, the struggles, and everything in between that, just kind of the process. I am a young adult. For the people that don't know me, I am 18. Recently just turned 18. I'm freshly 18. And even before turning 18, I've been kind of slowly but surely navigating adulthood and becoming an adult, and I guess that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, because a lot of people have this sole idea of adulthood and what adulthood looks like, and I'm just kind of here to not kind of shift that perspective, but kind of shed some more light onto that perspective to kind of say, not that it's not true, but that is not true. I guess you can say. By textbook definition, adulthood means the states of being fully grown or mature. And I have kind of an agree and disagree opinion on that, because me personally, I feel like a lot of people tend to believe that adulthood means, it's based on your age and how you carry yourself as an adult. And I honestly believe that somebody that's 13 years old could be considered an adult based on his or her perspective on life and their state of maturity. For instance, growing up, if you guys can hear my dog in the back, I really apologize, because I just apologize. But yeah, growing up as an older sibling, my parents really kind of shifted, or not shifted, let me choose my words carefully. My parents really pushed the idea and the prospect of responsibility on me. So to me, I've always been mature. I feel as though I've had a lot of people tell me growing up that I'm very mature for my age and things of that nature, and there's just so much more to there's so much more to being an adult. I feel like there's so much more to being mature. There's so much more to being like grown per se. We all want to be grown. Okay, let me just say that first things first. As soon as you hit like, I feel as though, at least for the girls, as soon as you hit like 16, 15, you grown. Can't nobody tell you that you're not grown. I'm talking from experience. Like, can't nobody tell you that you're not grown. You grown, you do what you want. And that's just kind of like, I feel like the perspective that everybody has. Everybody believes that, oh, as long as you're doing what you want and you're out here like doing like whatever you want to do, that makes you grown. And I don't think that's true. I think being grown means being responsible and taking accountability. Like, the textbook stuff. It's not just really about doing what you want per se. So, yeah. Dang, can y'all hear me? I feel like that's what people use these mics for, because I'm pretty sure y'all just heard me take that sip a lot. Alright, bad chat. The first thing I kind of want to talk about is I want to talk about my experience. Like, I want to talk about like what navigating adulthood has been like for me, and things of that nature, whatever, just personally. And maybe some of you guys can relate to this, or maybe not, and that's okay if you can't. It's even better if you can. Me personally, navigating adulthood I'm honestly not gonna say it's been hard. It's just been like not as easy. Like, it hasn't been hard, but it hasn't been as easy as like what I feel like. Like, honestly, like, I'm a person that has like really bad anxiety. Like, I'm awkward. Like, I get nervous. Like, I'm not shy per se, but like I just have really bad anxiety. And one of the things that my mom has been trying to teach me with getting older is doing things on my own. And we take things as doing things as our own, like with a grain of salt. I feel like when my mom told me that she was going to start letting me do things on my own, I was happy. Like, I was like, oh, okay, well, now I can start making my own plans and going out when I want and things like that. And no, that's not what my mom meant. That's not what my mom meant. What my mom meant by that was, when I'm feeling sick, I'm going to the doctors by myself, and I'm checking myself into the doctors by myself. I did that for the first time, like, last week, because, like I said, I'm just coming back from being sick. I did that myself for the first time, like, a week ago, and I was like, what? I'm really sick as hell, y'all. I promise you. Like, I could not, like I was just sick. A girl was down, and she told me I had to get up and take myself to the doctors. I said, huh? What you mad? Take myself to the doctors. And she just was like, when you're living on your own, who's gonna take you to the doctors? Who's gonna do things for you? Da 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 da. And I was just like, you know what? You're right. So, making your own appointments, ladies, calling your OBGYN on your own, scheduling your own checkups and things of that nature. This is being grown. Welcome to adulthood. Okay. The basic stuff that I feel like everybody should already kind of know how to do, and that goes for like cooking, cleaning, and washing dishes. Honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. This is a safe space, okay? This is a platform that I want everybody to feel like comfortable on and things of that nature. So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I have never washed clothes a day in my life. Like, I have never done my own laundry. I've never done that. My mom has always done that for me. I'm not like embarrassed or ashamed to say that. I've never done my own laundry. I folded my own clothes, but I've never like washed my own clothes. I don't even know how to work a laundry machine. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And I know a lot of y'all are probably like, girl, you know how to wash your own clothes? I don't. And that is something that my mom has taught me. I'm not going to say been teaching me, because it's not rocket science, it's not hard. But something that my mom has taught me, and that's something that I do now on my own, is I wash my own clothes. And like things like going to the bank. Y'all know how nerve-wracking it is to go to the bank by yourself? Like, I'm laughing, but it ain't funny. Like, going to the bank by myself is an experience all on its own. Like, I don't even be knowing what I'm talking about. I don't even be knowing what I'm there for half the time. Like, I'm just so used to my mom saying, oh, we're here to do this, and that, ABC for my daughter. Da, da, da. But now, I just have to walk into the bank by myself, and I have to say, hi, my name is so-and-so, and I'm here to fill out this check or submit this check or cash this check out. And not that it's like something that I don't know how to do, it's just something I've never done on my own. And I feel like adulthood is really about experiencing different things on your own. It's about kind of like just having all these different soul experiences away from like your parents. And it's a chapter that everybody has to embark on, but like it's no rush per se, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So honestly, my experience going into adulthood, I'm like still on this journey, so I can't really say too much. And like I said, I'm also kind of like freshly into this journey, so I can't really say too much, except for like, I'm really just taking it a step at a time. I'm honestly learning something new every day. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm learning something new every single day. And I thought that was just an expression at first, but no, it's really real. You learn something new every day. I took my mic off because I just don't know what to do with my hands, and I feel like it'll be better if I just kind of like hold this instead. The second thing I wanted to talk about is like the struggles. I feel like struggles are not spoken on enough. I feel like everybody feels as though, it's kind of like lame or it's like weak to admit that you're struggling or that you're having a hard time with something. And I just don't believe in that. Like, we all struggle. Like, we all are facing like our own problems. Like, everybody's fighting some type of battle. So I don't believe in that. But for me, the struggles of adulthood have kind of been like just accepting and kind of not asking for help. Like, not that you can't ask for help, because you can, but being an adult means that you have to be prepared for asking for help and people deciding not to give it to you. Like, I was in the grocery store and I was looking for something, and I was in the same aisle as this lady, and I asked her, like, where was something that was in that aisle, and she just looked me up and down, and she told me to find it. And that sounds really rude. It was rude. Don't get me wrong. That was rude. That lady was rude as fuck. But, she don't know me. I'm a stranger. She don't have no obligation to help me or, show me where anything is. Like, things of that nature. And I really take a lot of things as like lessons. Like, me personally, I've learned to have like kind of like a bigger outlook on life. Like, I look at things differently now. And I always have looked at things differently, but now I just kind of take things as, like, okay, let me not get mad. Or like, for instance, I could have just been like, oh, okay, you're rude, and I could have went back and forth with her, but instead I didn't. I just said okay, and I turned around and I found what I was looking for in my damn self. Because I feel like lesson one is something that things that people don't tell you about being an adult is that nobody's going to help you. Like, really, nobody's going to help you. And I know growing up, we hear our parents say that, and like, we think like, they don't know what they're talking about. But no, really, nobody's going to help you. Like, a lot of people might, or a lot of people might try to be nice, and they might, but 9 times out of 10, nobody's going to give you a helping hand. Nobody's going to reach their hand out for you in extent to like, nobody's going to do for you something that that they don't have to. I guess you can say it like that. Another struggle I really want to talk about is like identification, like identifying with yourself, finding yourself, if you will. I feel like with social media and everything, a lot of us struggle with like being who we are. And I really say that because I feel like a lot of us tend to try and mimic other people. Like us girls, I feel like we try to mimic other women, or we idolize other women and we try to be like them. Not even just speaking in the terms of celebrities, I'm talking about in the terms of your peers, the people that you follow, things of that nature. And for the men, I feel like a lot of you guys, and men will never admit it with their egos or whatever, but I feel as though as men, a lot of you guys low-key, not celebrities, I feel like men don't have that issue. I feel like men try to be better than who they're around. Like I feel like as a man, I don't honestly know from a man's perspective. Let me say that first things first. I'm just saying how I feel. And I feel like as a man, a lot of you not idolize, you try to mimic who you're around and be like that. Not be like that person, but be better than that person. Like, I feel like men have a very strong issue with their egos. And I feel like men are always going to be that way. To each his own, whatever. But I feel like a lot of you struggle with ego and pride. And you just want to be better than, who you're around. And for instance, let's say we have two friends. I really feel like each are friends with each other, but they compete with each other in the same sense. Like, okay, your homeboy just bought a car. Now you need to make more money than him so you can get yourself a car. I feel like men race against each other. Like, I feel like they're all friends. Yeah, that's cool and that's fine, but they all race against each other. They're all fighting each other low-key, internally, mentally, to kind of like prove that they're this person or that they're this biggest person, that they're bigger, And I just feel like as a society, women, we can struggle with that as well. And I just feel like as a society, like there's no race here. I honestly feel like it's really you versus you. Like, we're all in our own lanes, in our own race, fighting battles every day to be better people. Like, you don't have to compete with somebody else, because the only person that you should be competing with is yourself. I feel it so. And growing up, I struggled with that because I felt like, I always had to be like more competitive in a sense of like standards, if that makes sense. This is just me speaking personally, like as a female. Like, I always felt like I had to have more than the girl in front of me. And growing up, I just realized that like that doesn't even really matter, because at the end of the day, like, we're all our own people. Like, you shouldn't have to feel like you're competing against somebody else, because what are you competing against somebody else for? Like, it's really you versus you. Like, you're your own biggest enemy. That's just how I feel. Growing up, that is one thing that I have really like realized, is that nobody is a bigger enemy to me than me. I'm my own biggest critic. I am my own, like, I really be fighting myself. Like, I don't even have the time to like try and battle anybody, because I'm already battling myself. And I feel like a lot of us, because we don't want to battle ourselves, or because we feel as though that we try to distract ourselves from battling ourselves and try and channel that energy and that focus into battling other people. And it just shouldn't be like that. Like, you're running your own race, you're in your own lane. Everybody is going their own place in life. I feel like, going into adulthood, I feel like we're all becoming our own people. Finding your identity as an adult is different than the identity that you have as a teenager, or the identity that you have as a child, because you're different. Like, you're growing. You're literally growing. It's like a plant. And I can't remember who used this metaphor with me, but somebody used this metaphor with me. As a child, you're a seed. You're freshly planted. You know nothing. As a teenager, you're just a stem. You're halfway there, but not yet. And as an adult, that is your starting point into becoming a flower. That's when you begin to bloom. Not fully bloom, but that's when you begin to bloom. Going in adulthood doesn't mean that you're already a fully formed and bloomed flower. You could still be a stem. And that's okay. Because there's no time limit into say what you should do or who you should be. Like, just because you're an adult doesn't mean that you should have a car. Or, I'm not trying to say, like, I'm not trying to excuse bumminess over here. That's not what I'm doing. But what I am saying is there's no rush for those things. If you're an adult and you're in college and you're still trying to get your degree, but you don't have that car that you want yet or that apartment that you want yet, that's okay. There's no rush. There's no time limit to say that, before you get your degree, you need to have that. If that's, like, correlating with, like, what I was trying to say. Because that's what I meant. There's just no rush. I just feel like we're all in our own lane, so we all go at different paces, and we all take time with different things. It's good shit. To kind of wrap up the struggles, I feel like we all will have struggles personally, whether it's in finding your identity and identifying with who you are as a person, or whether it's spiritually, the connection that you're trying to find or build with God, or whether it's, financially. I feel like the sole point that I want to make for the struggles is, don't let anybody, like, make you feel as though that your struggles are invalidated. Like, you're in your 20s, you shouldn't be struggling to do A, B, C, and D. And I feel like that's also another problem that we struggle with as people, is listening to other people and letting other people get in our head just because somebody that makes more money than you tells you that, your struggles are invalidated, and you listen to them because they make more money than you. But that's not the path that you're on. That's the path that they're on. I take people's opinions very lightly. Nobody's gonna tell me I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing, or make me feel some type of way about what I am doing, just because they're doing something different, because they're not me. And that's the biggest thing that I have for, like, this portion of the subject. Like, they're not you. They're just not you. It's you versus you. And that's it. Going into challenges, I feel like the challenges and struggles kind of go along in the same book, but they're completely different. A challenge for me solely going into adulthood, like I said in the beginning, has been, like, accepting. And what I mean by accepting is, I just mean taking things as they come and not trying to rush myself. Like, for a while, I was, like, solely trying to, like, force myself into all these different kinds of, like, jobs and occupations to be making more money, because I wanted to be on a money run, and that was all that I cared about. Don't get me wrong, we still gonna get to this money, but I'm just gonna get it to the way that I wanted to begin with. I have a sole occupation. What I'm going to school for is something that I really want to do with my life, and something that I choose to be in because I want to help people. And being in that space of just wanting to get money was straying me away from that. And that's not something that I want to do, and that's not something that I would want to see happen to other people. The biggest challenge has to be being able to keep your focus. Don't stray away from something that you truly want to do because of outside noise, if that makes sense. And I can say it because I've learned from it, and I know how to kind of tune out the outside noise to keep my focus now. It's like a tunnel vision kind of thing. You have to keep your soul focused on what's really important. If you're going to college, go to college to get your degree. Work, study. Take those extra classes that you felt like that you couldn't take because you just felt like it would be too much work. Take those classes. Because make it your sole focus, your sole priority. One thing I tell people is all that other shit can wait. I feel like your biggest priority as a person should be doing whatever it takes to help benefit you and to help you grow into being a better person. Because like I said, we're all on our own paths to becoming better people. Literally every day. And to do that, you have to recognize. You just gotta recognize. And that takes a lot. So it's easier said than done. But to each his own, you just gotta figure it out. And in this thing that we all call life, that's the biggest thing that you have to recognize. You really just have to figure a lot of things out. You gotta be ready to accept that people are not going to figure out your life for you. That can't anybody tell you what to do with your life. You have to do everything on your own. And I know how that sounds. It sounds like, well, damn, why can't nobody help me out? Why can't nobody do this for me? I do this for people. Why they can't do this for me? And that's something that I also struggle with. But, you're on your own. That's just what you have to realize. That's just being real. One thing we're going to do over here on this podcast is we're always going to keep it real. That's literally my motto. We're keeping it real all the time. Ain't nobody going to do nothing for you. You got to do for yourself. And what you can't do for yourself, learn. Take it slow. Practice. Patience is key. When I hear patience is key, I take that as being patient with myself. I don't have patience at all. I'm learning and I'm trying to teach myself to have patience, but I don't. And I'm just being honest. I don't. But being patient with yourself is really key into anything that you do. If you're not patient with yourself, you'll make mistakes 100 times. 100 times. And you can't blame anybody else or anything around you for the mistakes that you've made, because what happened was you weren't patient with yourself to begin with. Another challenge I feel like we all struggle with when it comes to adulthood is independency. This kind of piggybacks on what I said before about nobody wanting to help you, but not accepting not being helped and being independent are two different things. I feel like a lot of adults depend on codependency. Wives, you're codependent on your husbands to feed you, to pay your bills, keep the roof over your head. And as a man, men are taught that that's their job. Which, don't get me wrong, that is, I'm not here to bend the rules of nature. Men are providers. But women, we can be providers too. You don't have to be with a man because he keep your hair done and your nails done and he keep you fed and he pay your bills, but he treats you like shit. I just will never get that. The lack of independency in a lot of people, it kind of icks me out. It's not a man's job to do every single thing for you as a woman. I'm saying, I feel like a lot of women, we lack independency because we're taught by our role models being our mothers, that a man is supposed to do A, B, C, and D for you. But one thing I feel like our mothers don't instill in us as women is that, yeah, a man's supposed to do things for you because he is a provider and that is his role. But as a mother, I feel like what should be instilled into your daughters is that don't let a man do nothing for you that you can't do for yourself. You can't depend on a man to be a provider for somebody who can't even provide for themselves. If you living with a man and he pay for your bills, it should be by choice. It shouldn't be because you can't pay for your own bills. It should quite literally be because he wants to pay for your bills, because he wants to fill his role as a provider. And that lack of independency is like, I feel like, the biggest problem that we have growing into adults, because we want somebody to do everything for us. We still want our moms to pay for things for us. Still want our dads to pay for things for us. We want to be in a relationship with a boy who's going to do everything for us. And I feel like what people don't realize is that, we're all still trying to, we're all still becoming adults. If you're in a relationship, you and your boyfriend, and y'all get into it a lot because you don't like that he doesn't pay for your hair and your nails. You don't like that he doesn't buy you Lulu and Skims. You don't like that he doesn't do all these kind of crazy things for you. You have to realize that he's also growing to be independent himself. And I feel like as women, we don't realize that. I feel like we don't realize that, oh, he's not doing all of this for me, he doesn't care about me, which is not true, because first of all, a man buying anything for you is a gift, quite literally. It's a gift. And it should be because he wants to, because of how he feels towards you. It shouldn't be something that's pressured or forced. On social media, I see girls begging men for flowers and clothes and money, and it just shouldn't be like that. Babe, go get it yourself. Go do it for yourself. And I feel like, once again, like I said, it's not your fault, because that's what mommy showed you. Mommy showed you that she not gonna be in the house with no man, or she not gonna be with no man who ain't gonna be doing nothing for her. So growing up, you want a man that's gonna do everything for you. But instead, mommy should have been showing you that whatever a man can't do for you, you go and do it for yourself. He's not getting you flowers, fine. You really want some flowers that bad, go get them for yourself. He not putting money in your pockets, get a job and put money in your own pockets. He not buying you something that you want, go buy it for yourself. Because independency is also key. Patience and independency are the biggest things that you can have growing into an adult. That and maturity. Literally in that order. Patience, independency, and maturity. That's all you really need as you're going into adulthood. You're going to struggle really bad without either of them factors. Because if you're not patient with yourself, you can't get anywhere. If you're not independent, you're going to struggle really bad with getting anywhere. And if you're not mature, then you're just going to go down the wrong road and set your life back 15 years when you could have been doing something else. And that leads me into my last topic for challenges, is maturity. And it's kind of sad that I feel as though as young adults, maturity has to be the most common in all of us. Well, not all of us, because I ain't included. Sorry, I told y'all I'm keeping it real with y'all. I'm not included. Like I said from the jump, I really feel like I've been mature. Like, yeah, there's a lot of things that I probably couldn't do for myself before, but I can do them now. And I made sure to get myself there. And being mature is not just about like what you do, and it's not just in your actions, it's in your mindset. It's who you are mentally, internally, how you carry yourself as a person, how you speak to other people, if you have manners. Oh my gosh, a lot of people lack manners, bro. And that's common decency. A lot of people lack manners, respect. These are all things that flow with maturity. They all go down in one category. And as a young adult, I feel like there are key things that should be instilled already. Like I said, we are all in our own lane, in our own race, going at our own paces. Other people don't move as fast as you. Other people don't move as slow as you. Other people don't move at the same exact speed that you move at, and that's fine. Because to each its own. To kind of wrap this topic up, because I just kind of wanted this to be like a feeler, like a little chit chat. I didn't want this to kind of be like an hour long. Like, I didn't really want this to be like me just really talking as much as I want, because this is not really a topic that I'm too like passionate about. This is just something that I kind of wanted to shed light on and kind of like give a little bit of my experience on, so you guys can kind of get a feel to know like of me and who I am as a person, which you guys will see more and feel more out in as we go along through this process, and as we go along through this process and as we explore more topics. But the biggest thing I wanted to say is, going into adulthood, like I said before, you're not going to be able to do properly without those 3 key things that I said, and that's patience, independency, and maturity, in that order, quite literally in that order. And I feel like that's all you need to have a successful journey. Like, this is all a chapter that we're all embarking, and you don't have to do it alone. Like I said, independency is key, but like I kind of want to be that friend for y'all. Like I don't know, like that's kind of like what I wanted this platform to be about. Like, I wanted to be that internet friend for y'all that lets y'all know that I'm here for y'all. Like, I answer people's questions all the time. People DM me, and like, I'm just here for y'all. Like, we're all a family on this channel. Like, if you've been watching my videos from the start, if you haven't and you're new, if you're new to this channel and this is the first video that you're seeing, like, this is not solely a podcast channel, but my podcast will be uploaded here. So I'm going to try to do videos weekly. So there's that. But to wrap this topic up, like I said, we're all on our own journey. And whatever pace that you're moving at, just don't let anybody make you feel as though that pace is too slow or it's too fast. You're doing whatever is right for you. And once again, with the you versus you, you're not, like, nobody's your enemy, and you're not anybody's enemy but yourself. You're not fighting nobody or going against anybody but yourself. You're not trying to be better than nobody but yourself. The only competition should be the person that you see when you look in the mirror in the morning. And you should go out every day wanting to better that person. Not be better than that person, but to better that person, because that person is you. And with that all being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I feel good about this conversation. So I hope that this was as much as a feel good kind of little opener project for you guys as much as it was for me. And like I said, I will try to do videos. I'll try to do podcast episodes weekly. Maybe like once a week, twice a week. Because I also want to be more consistent with with both platforms, with my podcast as well as doing my videos. So yeah. But that's it for this episode. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you guys as soon as I can, and I will hear from you guys on my next episode. So bye, chat.